Hello and welcome back to my channel. Here is going to be another top 10 video, and this one is going to be top 10 Lil Uzi Vert songs. And of course for this, I am not considering leaks or mixtapes that are not officially on streaming services, especially for Uzi. They have so many damn songs that are on different websites and are leaked, and so I'm not going and searching through to find every song that has been released by them too much. I'm sticking to just what's on streaming, so sorry to all the diehard Uzi fans. That's how I'm doing this. Honorable mentions. Up top, we have, for me personally, I know some people might find this crazy that these are my honorable mentions, but we have P2, Fire Alarm, Homecoming, of course We Ghetto Flowers. Sorry, I know people love that song. It's fantastic, just didn't make it. Strawberry Peels, Suicide Doors, and Diamonds All on My Wrist. Those ones were all my ones that were in high contention, but of course did not make it. So, number 10, we'll kick it straight off with Patience featuring Don Toliver. This song, as well as, I'll spoil a little what number 9 is, they could be higher up if Pink Tape wasn't just released. As of recording this, it was just released 6 days ago. It is Thursday, so yeah, it was released last Friday. But this song is fantastic. Uzi's chemistry with Don is awesome, and I think that the way that they both mesh and have this very subdued singing on the track that sounds very ethereal and very spacious, it just is stellar, and I love every second of this. There's not really too much to say. It's a very laid-back performance from both of them, but it's fantastic. Their chemistry, like I said, is, I think, the best part of this. They really do well. I like Uzi's high-pitched voice mixed with Don's not super low but lower register voice that he has. It just really creates a nice dynamic between the two when they're switching off for who's sort of at the forefront of the track. As I did say, number 9 is another Pink Tape song, and that is Flooded the Face. This one is a return to form for Uzi. They recorded this in 2017 and have touched it up. Recently, it has come out, so you can kind of, I know people who are like, they miss the old Uzi. Here is a return to form, and I absolutely love this. And I like the whole Flood the Face, in reference to when he got the diamond in his forehead, and it is just really fun. I like the sort of like underwater aquatic sound to the song. I'm really not sure how to describe it. It just feels like the whole song is like being recorded underwater, with how like sort of subdued and not necessarily quiet, but quiet in a sense that everything is. Number 8 is going to be Paradise. I know a lot of people are probably blown away by that if they're big Lil Uzi fans, but this was one of the first songs I heard by them, and it is always been sort of stuck in my top 10. At one point it would have been my number 1, but the more and more I listen to them, it's fallen down a little bit, and it's just one that I've always appreciated. I like a good love song, and I think Uzi does really well on this one. We don't get too many love songs from them, but this one is really simple but sweet, and it's one that I find perfect for like late night drives and just relaxing around the house. It's just perfect for that sort of atmosphere. So, Paradise at number 8. Number 7 is going to be No Auto featuring Lil Durk. This is one that, as I said, I'm not looking at leaks or anything, and I really don't for most artists. So I had no idea that Uzi and Durk were working together. I'm sure some people knew like way before the song came out. So when I saw this, it was a super surprise to me. Obviously, Uzi and Durk talk a lot about the same stuff, where they talk about violence and guns and women and drugs and partying, but their soundscapes are so different. Uzi is much more bubbly and animated, whereas Durk is more Uzi's melodic, but Dirk is definitely, he's much more of a, I guess, traditional singer, and he has a much more darker tone to his music. But they definitely come together on this, and they both are performing on 10. I love the chemistry between the two of them. The back and forth that they have is awesome, and it was definitely a big surprise when, what is this on? Love vs. the World 2. Yeah, when that came out after Eternal Take, it was a major surprise to get a gem like this. Because typically, when you have deluxe versions like this, you don't get too many standouts most of the time. You know, for most artists, the deluxes are just leftovers, but this felt like it was made to really be a big song. And I think that they accomplished that with this track. Number 6 is Real Baby Pluto. And yes, I am talking about the song from the collab tape with Future. I know a lot of people really didn't like that one. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I did find some songs that stuck out to me, and this is one of them. I think Uzi definitely carries this track. It was, I would say, his most fun song. He has a lot of really fun songs and a lot that are very goofy and bouncy, but this one is just one of my favorites. It is super fun and energetic and infectious to listen to. You know, you can't help but move when you hear this one, and it is always stuck in my head when I listen to it. It's not like one that I just listen to and then, you know, kind of move on to the next one. It's always in the back of my mind after I hear it for a little while, and the chemistry between Uzi and Future is fantastic. I like the way that they go back and forth, and it is, yeah, it is one of my favorite collabs between them. Not my absolute favorite. We'll get to my number 1 favorite later in the list between them. But yeah, that is going to be my number 6, Real Baby Pluto. And number 5 is Canadian Goose. Yeah, number 5, Canadian Goose. This one is, I would say, Uzi's best opener for an album. This is an opening for Lil Uzi Vert versus the World. I think it's super fun, super energetic. I like how fast paced the production is, and I think that they keep a really good pace with it. The whole flow of the song is fantastic. I like the whole, you know, no, literally, I'm cold as fuck. I need a Canadian Goose. Like, I think that that's really funny, and it's just one that whenever I go and listen to Uzi vs. the World, I'm always looking forward to. Probably the most, I will say, spoiler, that this is the only song from that project on here. It's the one I always look forward to listening the most, and he couldn't have picked a song to, better song to start off that project with, because this one is just, with all the energy and the charisma that he has on this, is definitely the best song on the project for me. Number 4. A lot of people probably have this, I would imagine, higher in their top 10, and that is EXO Tour Life. This song being number 4 on my list just shows that just because it is your biggest song doesn't mean it's necessarily overrated or that it's, you know, basic or whatever people might say. This shows that Uzi, no matter how big one of his songs gets, it is going to be amazing, and that there is a reason why it's so big for him. Because even though this was like just a single he put out, it quickly rose up, and obviously now it is Diamond, and it's just one that never gets old. It is, I remember when this had originally released, and it was impossible to escape this song. It was everywhere. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing someone playing it. I mean, it was just massive, and still is. I mean, you still hear it all the time, and it doesn't get old. And that just, I feel like, says something. TM88 does a fantastic production on this one. Uzi is charismatic. He has one of his catchiest choruses ever in his career on this one, and it's fantastic. You love to see it. Number 3 is going to be Original Uzi, 4 of us. And this one is one that originally I kind of looked over when I had heard it, but the more and more that I listen to this project, it is one that has very quickly rose to the top of my favorite songs that Uzi has released. Their performance is fantastic. I love the catchy chorus of the four of us, four of us, four of us on there. It's one that just always gets stuck in my head. Always am singing along to it. I like the fast paced production on it. It kind of reminds me of the Tokyo Drift song. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that thinks that, probably, but there's something about it that just reminds me of that. And yeah, it is one of, I think, his most charismatic performances. Super catchy, as I said, and I think that the verses, while it's not like the longest song, I love the verses on here. Yeah, it is a super underrated pick, and that is why it is at my number 3. Number 2, as I hinted at, it is my favorite Uzi and Future collaboration, and that is 7 Million. Yes, I have 2 songs from the same album once again, back to back, and this one is absolutely stellar. It is, I love the chorus on this. I like the fact that it almost feels, because of like how little Future actually like says on the song, I almost feel like it sounds like a sample. I know it's not, but it sounds like it is a sample, and I don't know. I really like how that is. I like Uzi's shorter, but yet fulfilling verses he has. I'm not sure how to explain that. Like, he doesn't have very long verses, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like he's understaying his welcome on the track. Like, it feels like he's doing the perfect amount on here. And this is another one, like Flooded the Face, where I feel like it sounds not necessarily like it's underwater, but it has that underwater aspect to it. It has like this sort of like bubbling effect in the production that plays over and over, and I really like that. Yeah, just another fantastic song. I think that Uzi and Future's chemistry is on 10 with this one as well. And I wish that their collaboration album sounded like a bunch of 7 Millions, because if it was filled with chemistry like this and songwriting like this, it would have been one of the best collab projects to have been released in a long time. Number 1, a lot of people might see this coming. I'm sure a lot of people have this in their top 10s, and that is 20 Minutes. What needs to be said about this song? Production, amazing. Vocal performance, amazing. Writing, amazing. Everything about this, Uzi knew exactly what he was doing. The fact, though, that this was released on the deluxe on Love Is Rage 2 is crazy. Like, the fact that this was not actually on the original album is just wild. But, like I said, that doesn't hold back from its quality, and it's just my favorite song of Uzi's. It might be like, typical, like mainstream, whatever, because it's one of his most streamed songs, but this is just fantastic. I love the production. It's probably my favorite part of the entire song, but like I said, songwriting is good, which you don't usually get, like, really good songwriting from Uzi, but he actually does good on this, like the whole story of him and the girl he meets, whatever, and then he's always got 20 more minutes till he's on stage. It's just so good, and it's just, yeah, it blows me away that this is on the deluxe. Like, if this was originally released on the album, it probably could have been as big as XO Tour Life. Maybe not like as big, but it could have been right there with it, and he could have had 2 like major hits playing all over the radio at the same time. But yeah, 20 Minutes is one that I never get sick of, and I imagine is in a lot of people's top 10s. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, this one is flawless in my opinion. As obviously I think pretty much all these songs are flawless, but yeah, that's my list. Let me know what you think. I'm sure plenty of Uzi fans would be very upset looking at this. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe to see more. Bye now.